Hello, Aries, and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I have an intuitive reading for you today to help you on your path and give you any guidance or insights you may be looking for at this time. I'm also going to create an extended reading from this video. So if it's going along and you're really resonating and you want to check out more information, I will continue to pull messages after this reading is done. The link is in the description below. And last thing, this is a collective reading. It's going to have a little something for everyone, but if you'd like a message or reading just for you, or if you know someone who's looking for a private reading, I do offer those also. So that link is in the description below as well. And let's go ahead and get started. I want to start with a Druid craft. I've got Princess of Swords, Two of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Tower. Okay, so Aries, right away, we have this theme of vacillation, of back and forth, and not being able to really make up your mind on which direction you want to go. Okay, so it feels like this is talking about a partnership. Not sensing if it's particularly a romantic one or if it's work partnership, but we're definitely talking about the relationship between two people. And one of you has kind of this Princess of Swords energy that is trying to figure out what is kind of where things are, where things are standing, but never quite gets deep enough into what's actually going on. This is like kind of like the person who stands on the sidelines and makes comments. They're seeming to understand it from a distance or from the outside, but they're kind of not willing to step forward and get their hands dirty. So they're maybe, it seems like maybe they're looking out at what the future is in front of you, and they're kind of just not sure if they want to commit or if they want to not commit. Going to clarify, we have the next part of this. Okay, apparently I don't need to clarify, so let's see what else is being said here. So we've got this waffling energy on one side with the Princess of Swords. Then we've got the Tower with the other energy just ready to plunge forward to the next level. You're feeling like the other person's indecision is taking away from your experience, and you're just kind of like, you know what, I'm tired of this back and forth. It's taking a lot out of me. It's stressing me out. It's kind of draining me, and I just want to know where we stand. And so there's you who's impatient and just wanting to push forward and saying, okay, let's get this done already. Let's figure this out. You know, there's also a sense that the other person has not quite shown you all their cards. They really haven't put everything on the table yet. And that's part of your frustration, is that you feel not only are they holding back, but part of you is kind of wondering what they're trying to hide. Okay. Is there anything else in here before we draw some more cards? Okay. So what is Aries? Why? Why this situation? What is Aries learning in this situation? So now we are currently asking for some soul guidance. Why are you in this situation? What is there to learn? Okay. King of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the Fool. This is about the choosing a mature relationship, or the mature beginning to a relationship more than anything else. Okay, so Aries, you're kind of wanting to have everything kind of all at once, but there's a clear progression. If you look at the skies in these cards, it's really interesting. We have the bright, hopeful, kind of optimistic sky that you might see in the earlier part of the day. And then we have this sunset that's more mature, more colors, more depth, more interest. But we can't just go straight from the beginning to the end. Okay, there has to be This is really interesting. Look at the sky in this card. There is like a little twilight or a little bit of kind of in between card, or in between sky that's happening. So why are we talking about the sky so much? Because the sky in these cards for you is like a metaphor for what your soul is trying to teach you about this journey. You are so eager to plunge into a deep relationship, into a connected relationship, into an honest and fulfilling, sustaining relationship, that there are some steps you're trying to skip. You're trying to push this relationship a little too fast, a little too heavily. Yeah, I'm going to keep the word heavily, because what we're failing to realize is that every relationship is really a journey to self-love. Even if you're exploring self-love through the idea of loving another person, it is still the journey of self-love, because every relationship, doesn't matter if it's familial or work or romantic or a friendship, they're all teaching you about yourself. And right now, Aries, you're trying to skip over that lesson in learning about yourself. We've got this single cup here is symbolizing the self-love, and then 6 of cups in the water symbolizing kind of delusions about family. So this is where you might be kind of dreaming too far ahead, dreaming too far into the future without realizing where you really are. And there's also, wow, this is really interesting. Do you see how their legs are just like perfectly parallel, perfectly mirroring each other? And we've got this red and this very seductive, beautiful red here. And this is the left foot. So the left foot is stepping forward with the feminine side. So that is the side that is looking for love and connection. But what's happening is that it's not grounded. That side of you isn't grounded. And as a result, it's not grounded because you're kind of running off of the starting line super fast without really taking stock of where you are. And I suspect, although I want some confirmation, I suspect that this is about like attracting like, that you're also attracting people that maybe want to go too fast, that maybe want to get to the end, to the deep committed relationship too soon, but they also are constantly pulling themselves back, because they realize that they're living half in a world of fantasy and half in a world of reality. And so both of you are kind of doing this back and forth. Like, they'll step out of the fantasy and you'll step out of the reality, and then you'll switch. So you're coming at each other from hope on one side and realism on the others. Whoever is hitting the realism starts to pull back. Whoever's got the hope is going forward. So you've got this back and forth thing without ever that happening or this happening. So give us more information, please, on the soul lesson here. And the reason why I ask for soul lessons is because that really is, even if you're not aware, that is the framework for all of your life situations. What your soul is trying to teach you, what your soul is wanting you to learn, so it can evolve to the next place. I'm having some sinus stuff, which is why you hear me sniffing and speaking strangely sometimes. All right. Okay. Rhinoceros, moderation, the shark, the purpose, sea otter, transformation, and sea turtle. So a lot of flow. We've been talking a lot about cups, the flow of energy met by fire. So, okay. What I feel your soul is saying is that it wants you to enter relationships with more of a sense of your purpose in this life. And if you're not sure what that is, that's maybe a subject for another reading. But keep in mind that you have been put on this earth for a specific reason, and your soul is wanting you to learn a specific lesson. And right now, you're so used to just being swept away with the tide of your emotions, with where your emotions are saying to go and who to fall in love with and where to go. There isn't this kind of mature pause that says, okay, my soul purpose is X. Does it look like a relationship with this other person is going to support my soul purpose? That's where the moderation comes in. That sometimes you have to kind of hold back that fire or hold back that enthusiasm when you're trying to make a decision, when you're trying to consider the best path for you. So for example, let me just give you something off the top of my head. If you are, let's say you're a musician or something, and you know that it's your purpose to inspire and enliven others through live performance, and all your performances are happening at night. If you are with someone who works the day shift and then sleeps throughout the night, that doesn't really support your purpose. And I know this is a very superficial example, but because you'll never be able to engage with them. On the deeper level, if your purpose is to grow and expand and to learn, or if your purpose is to be a good parent and to really nurture the next generation, if you're with someone that doesn't support those purposes, it doesn't work to be with them. And when you are able to take a more deliberate approach to your relationships, thinking through things a little bit more, or feeling your emotions stirred, but then also stepping back and saying, wait a second, is this right? Is this right for me? Using the moderation principle, holding that energy in control. If you can do that, then you're actually going to find that your relationships are not only transformative, but are transforming. There's something about these two cards are half in the water, half in the air. So we're half in the flow of emotions and half in the ideas, the world of ideas. This one is totally immersed in the water, the purpose card, the shark card. So when you're not totally in touch with your purpose, life is having a hard time flowing for you. Relationships are having a hard time really flowing and expanding and opening, because you get stuck in this energy of back and forth and of, do they love me? Do they not love me? I want to go even deeper with this card in the extended reading. So if you are curious and you're wanting to follow me over there, the link is in the description below. We will go deeper into the purpose, why the purpose card is here, and truly what it's saying about your path. So I will see you over there, and if not, I'll look forward to seeing you right here next time.